wrestling fans, and welcome back to another edition of NBC's 10 Count. I'm Steve Fall. But on today's edition, I guess I got invited to a party, a private party that is, AEW. Isiah Kassidy's here. How are you doing today?
I'm doing blessed. I'm blessed, man. I'm blessed.
Oh man, it's so right in life. Sometimes you never really look around and smell those roses, but clearly you are, and you're feeling good today. And it's good talking to you though. But unfortunately, currently you kind of are a meme. Even AEW's on TV account has.
I think we should get that account reported. By the way, I reported it numerous of times because they keep claiming my name. So.
I guess it's a good thing and a bad thing. You being thrown across the ring by Keith Lee is a monumental moment for a lot of fans, but yet at the same time, this is poking fun at you, but you're a meme. So is it a good thing or is it a bad thing?
I think it's a bad thing. I don't want to see myself getting thrown. You know what's crazy? My father was in the front row and he saw that. My grandmother constantly reminds me by sending me pictures of that meme to throw it in my face. I thought we was family. I thought it was cool. But apparently not. I'm trying to forget about that. And everybody keeps throwing it back in my face. And on top of that, AEW on TV consistently decides to disrespect me on social media. That's why on my Twitter, I tagged the FBI. I tagged the FBI to get their account taken down and get that post taken down because it haunts me. It haunts me.
We got to get the FBI involved, raiding AEW on TV's account, getting the documents of the memes they're creating of you. I think we need to get this done.
You know, I didn't want to do it, but they left me with no choice. So I had to get the FBI in it. Before I called Joe Biden, I called the bounty hunter, I called NYPD, and nothing happened. So now I got to call FBI. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
We got to get Law and Order involved. Chicago Police, Chicago Fire, Chicago Space, Chicago, all those shows. They need to get involved.
Ice-T needs to come, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh my God, it's insulting.
Blue Bloods. Yeah, we got to.
It is insulting to you, but I guess some people in life want to be going viral as a meme, but clearly you are not okay with this.
I'm okay with going viral. It's just not in that way, not in that light. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I want to go viral for my looks because I look good, I smell good, and I taste good. Let me go viral for that, not me throwing across the ring. You know
I was going to say, of course. I was going to say, Zoom has not developed the technology yet for me to smell you through my camera, but I'm going to imagine it's a wonderful.
I smell good. I smell great. I smell wonderful. You like strawberries? You like vanilla? You like vanilla?
Who doesn't?
That's me.
That's you. Your shampoo is strawberry and vanilla. I like it so much. But AEW All Out is taking place on September 4th. And obviously, many fans are interested in this pay-per-view because AEW only has so many in a year. So what can fans expect when they tune in to an AEW event, especially a pay-per-view?
I mean, it's a different type of wrestling. It's not the wrestling that you're going to get, you know. I feel like AEW is just so different from any other wrestling company because you get that raw, uncut, it's just straight at it. You know what I mean? If you like I always tell fans, like, especially the fans that just tune out of wrestling and, you know, it was all stuck on the glory days back in the days. I said, if you want to get back into wrestling, you watch AEW. Yeah. Watch Dynamite. Wednesday, TBS, 8 p.m. Friday, Rampage, TNT, 10 p.m. Watch that, and I promise you'll fall in love with wrestling again.
I do agree with you because the lapsed fan is not something that people forgot about. People were watching wrestling for so long and then dipped out because it wasn't catering to their interests. And obviously, AEW is talking to all the interests, all groups, from hardcore wrestling to tag team wrestling to trios championships to main event stars. It's not like, oh, we are here at a rinky dink. No, AEW is on a whole different wavelength. So offering a different platform to fans is obviously good, especially with AEW All Out coming up on September 4th. Unfortunately, though, right now, as we record, this is Wednesday morning before Dynamite has aired, Private Party is not on the card. Is this disappointing to you?
This is very disappointing. Very disappointing because I feel like, you know, last week Friday, we had a championship match against Creef and Swerve, and unfortunately we lost. But, you know, with all losses, you learn from it. So I feel like if he was given another opportunity, we would have learned from it and possibly win those tag team championships. So I feel like we need another opportunity because I'm gonna be honest with you, my ankle was hurting that day. Right, my ankle was hurting that day, so that's why we lost. Because my ankle was hurting. I was unable to break up the pin because my ankle, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like my ankle was stopping me from getting into the ring and breaking up the pin. If you saw Rampage, so that's why we lost. But if he was, you know, to go forward and we compete for the tag team championships at All Out, I think my ankle will be all right. Just saying. Just saying.
Maybe they didn't realize you weren't 100%, and that's kind of unfair to you, obviously.
I think it's very unfair. I think it's very unfair. I think we need another shot. That's all. I need another shot. That's all.
It seems AEW is working against you. You know, you got memes coming at you, putting you in tag team championship matches where you're not 100%. I think it's a little unfair, don't you think?
I think it's very unfair. But you know what? I expected that. When you're this good, you're gonna come across, some hurdles. You're gonna come across some bumps in the road. It's all about what you do to get over it. So it's all good.
So you believe that someone in AEW is working against you to hold you down in Private Party?
Nah, I wouldn't say all that. I'm just saying whatever comes at me, I'm gonna overcome it.
Yes, of course. But currently, Private Party has had at least 4 opportunities for the tag team titles, 4 times, 4 losses, unfortunately. And is there an opportunity for you to go off on your own as a single star? Because obviously Private Party is doing great for what they're doing, but 4 times, no championships. Maybe it's time for you to go off on your own and, get the TNT championship.
Well, first off, Steve, you don't got to rub it in my face. All right.
These are facts, sir. These are facts. These are not. I'm not rubbing.
I understand. We lost 4 times. Okay, I get it. Trust me, I get
understand?
it.
Should I tell you again?
No. I think you should keep it to yourself. Keep it to yourself. No. Keep it to yourself. Hey, do you want me to leave?
No.
Do you want me to leave,
sir? Please sit down. Let's sit down. Let's have a nice conversation.
Anyways, look, I understand we lost 4 times. All right.
Yeah.
But I love tag team wrestling, man. It's nothing like it. There's nothing like tag team wrestling. So to answer your question, no, I do not see myself going into singles competition. Yes, I have competed in single competition and I lost some of my matches, but that's for another day. We talk about another day. We're not talking about it today. All right, Steve. So don't ask me about my singles matches. Maybe you could, but don't ask about my losses. All right, just leave that for another day.
Let's talk about your wins. Can we talk about your wins?
Like my tag team wins?
Second episode of Dynamite ever. You beat the Young Bucks.
We did beat the Young Bucks.
The Young Bucks.
Talk about that.
Thank you.
Talk about that.
Second episode of Dynamite. And I think everyone at the time was like, in their brain thought, oh, Young Bucks are going to plow through everybody because they're the Young Bucks and they're kind of the pillars. They're the ones who gave AEW its breath of fresh air. But you beat them. Second episode of Dynamite. That had to have been a huge confidence booster.
Yeah, man. That day was special, man. That day is special. Like every time I think about it, I just smile because of like everything that went on that day. Like, this is our first time on TV. So me and Quinn was very nervous. We was very getting used to it, trying to get our feet wet.
Yeah.
And like we was like, walking on eggshells because this is a complete brand new stage for us, and especially being on TNT and it's like a big platform. And like Young Bucks, we look up to the Young Bucks so much, and they're one of our favorite tag teams. And like to be in like there's so much pressure was on us that day. And for us to beat the Young Bucks and then like win over the crowd because everybody was so hyped after the match, we went to the crowd, started celebrating, throwing water. And then when we got to the back, everybody started clapping and stuff like that. And man, it was just such a great night. One of my favorite nights in wrestling ever. Not even wrestling, like in my life period. Such a great night.
Again, it's the second episode too, because underneath people believe that certain people could not lose because if you create a company, you believe that these people are going to just plow through everybody. But yeah, you just brought it up. One of the greatest moments in your life, not just wrestling career, life, defeating the Young Bucks, second episode of Dynamite. And again, what was the process during the day heading into that matchup? Because there had to have been like, oh, well, someone tells you you're fighting the Young Bucks. What do you think is going to happen? Oh, we're just going to go out there, make them look good and lose. But yet you went out there and destroyed them and won the match. So
that's facts.
Were people that you knew close to you going like, how did you pull that off?
I mean, I got a couple of people around me that's always going to support me. So they're going to think I win because I'm a winner at life. So they don't think I'm going to lose. They always going to think I'm going to win. But there are some people that don't know us. The majority of the wrestling world didn't know us at the time. So of course they thought we was going to lose. But guess what? We won.
They won. Facts. And yet, how did you get involved with AEW in the first place? Because again, second episode, you're defeating the Young Bucks. Before that, obviously episode 1, then they had the press conference before that talking about this new company coming forth. So how did you even get involved with AEW?
Man, honestly, like I went back, like I said in the beginning, we're legit blessed, bro. I feel like I'm blessed. Me and Quinn is blessed, but like I talk to God every day. And it was one day I was like about to quit. I'm like, man, nothing is what's happening. And I bought a computer, right? I bought a computer and I was like, you know what? I'm just going to make a 1-minute highlight video, right? 1-minute highlight video. And you know what? It was a tweet. I remember FTR tweet. No, it was Young Bucks tweet FTR. One of them to. And it was like, we're going to face FTR one day and it's going to be special or something like that. Do you remember that famous tweet that they put out like a little while ago?
And then it happened.
And then it happened, right? So I did the same thing. I said, what do I got to lose? So we did an indie show back in Buffalo, and I made a 1-minute highlight video. I put on my Twitter, and this is before AEW was even talked about. I put on my Twitter, I said, one day we're going to face the Young Bucks and everybody. I basically stole the exact same tweet and replaced it with the 1-minute highlight video. And from there, like, it blew up, man. Like, it blew up crazy. And then a couple days later, like, Matt Jackson retweeted it. And then he DM'd me. He said, hey, we're about to start this project. This is before, like, a press conference. This was, like, in December, before anything was even talked about. Nobody knew about AEW was a thing. They had, like, little rumblings, but nobody knew it was a thing. So he DM'd me, and he was like, man, we starting a new project. If you guys are signed, if not, just keep us in mind. And I said, sure. And, like, I already knew if we was to get any offers, I probably would have turned it down because, like, I love the Young Bucks. Me and Quinn love the Young Bucks. So we already had in mind that he was going to go with AEW. And then next thing you know, a couple months down the line, AEW was born. We wrestled on Double or Nothing. And then eventually we got to Dynamite.
Wow. Again, you're such a young man too. So sometimes people try to achieve their dreams and it takes them a lifetime to get there. You're in your 20s. You've accomplished your dreams already. And so how does that make you feel as, again, mid-20s, and you've already gotten your dream of being paid to be a professional wrestler on a major wrestling company that is on, again, TNT and TBS weekly?
Like I said, I'm blessed. I'm not trying to be cliche or anything, but legit, I'm blessed. And I feel like I have a good energy around me, and I always got my head on my shoulders, and I always try to stay focused. But at the end of the day, I'm blessed. Like, I remember, like, honestly, my dream, I don't know if I was ever wanted to, like, make it as, like, you know, the big time. I just really wanted to face the Hardy Boys. That was, like, my goal and my dream. And it seemed unrealistic, but I got the chance to face the Hardy Boys when I was 19 at a promotion in Queens called House of Glory. Wow. And after that day that I faced the Hardy Boys, because that was my favorite tag team, those are the guys that got me into the business. And after that day, if I never made it, I would have been completely fine. If I died after that day, my life is made because I got to go in the ring with my childhood heroes. You know what I mean?
Of course.
So, like, everything after that was just, like, extra. It was like bonus, and then TV, extra. That's cool. Contract, even better. And then, you know, years down the line, I get to be mentored up with one of my favorite wrestlers, Matt Hardy. And then we faced him again. Come on, bro. Come on. God is good, bro. God is good. God is great. God is good.
You get me a little weepy-eyed hearing the story of you know, fighting the Hardys. And then, of course, you talk about it years later, you got to take on the Hardys debuting in AEW. And you talked about being blessed, you know, when you were 19 fighting them, and people saw that. But now this is on Dynamite. This is on a big platform, and yet here you are fighting them. That had to have been just a mind-melting moment of things came around for you.
Oh, facts, man. Like it's one thing to face them on indies, and it's another thing to face them on national live television on their debut. So, like, think about the pressure. You know, they haven't teamed up in a couple of years. So, like, as a young tag team, you know, facing the Hardy Boys on this type of platform, man, the pressure was on. But, like, I couldn't be more ready because I was ready. I was motivated, and I was hyped. But at the same time, it was just so admiring because, man, these are my guys. You know what I mean? These are my guys. And, like, for us to give them that match on their first time here in AEW, it was a blessing, bro. It was a blessing. I still get chills thinking about it.
It was a great moment. Obviously, as a wrestling fan, as you are, as yourself, and a wrestler, fighting one of the most popular tag teams of all time. It's not like, oh, these guys are good. No. Top 5, top 3, top 1. You know, you decided where you put them in your rankings, but they are top 5 greatest of all time.
Facts.
So
facts. I think that, I mean, honestly, it's number 1 to me.
Right. Oh,
And if you're trying to fight about it, what's up?
I had
What's
the
up?
I had the purple weird a Hardy shirt. I remember being like, where do they get all these Janko pants from? Like they have an endless supply of Janko pants in club shirts. What store are they going to? Is it from 1999? Are they traveling back in time? I don't
Oh
know.
man, yeah. I think they got a sponsorship. They gotta have a sponsorship or something.
I feel like Matt Hardy's like a cartoon character. You open up his closet, it's the same outfit, shirt, pants, shirt, pants, shirt, pants, shirt, pants.
Yeah, you gotta have the flavors. You gotta have the flavors.
It's outstanding. Matt Hardy was added to kind of your, I guess private party in your group as a mentor, do you feel like that helped private party or did it maybe hurt private party?
I think it helped 100%. You know, a lot of people on the internet, they're gonna say, man, private party, their career went down because of Matt Hardy. But me personally, and I'm pretty sure I can speak for Quinn as well. I feel like Matt Hardy helped us a lot. And you may not have seen it, on TV or you've seen it like in person, but
Right.
behind the scenes, he helped us a lot. Even if you're on TV, you kind of translate it from like, when we first started and when Matt Hardy came with us, it's a big difference. You can see the difference from when we first started to now because he helped us with a lot of stuff, physically, mentally, how to go into matches, how to prepare for matches, all that good stuff. And I feel like Matt Hardy personally helped us tremendously. And honestly, sorry to cut you off, but honestly too, who's better to learn from your childhood hero? There's no one better to learn from.
Right.
For me personally, this is my childhood hero. This is the one I watch. He's the person, along with his brother, that got me into wrestling, that made me fall in love with wrestling. So why would I not want him with me? You know what I mean? Why would I not want to learn from him? Come on.
I know. I have read what you're talking about, the internet saying. That's why
That's
why I wanted to have you actually explain, because I know the internet likes to put facts where there's no words out of your mouth to say these things. They're just saying, "Oh, this was a problem for them." Well, do you think having your childhood hero being your mentor is a problem? Like,
that's what I'm saying, man. People make up so many crazy stuff. It's like, bro, come on, man. This is my guy. Matt Hardy is my guy. All right. I would love to learn from him. I would love for him to take us under his wing, because eventually I want to be in the Hardys' place. I want to be exactly like them. I want to have a career like the Hardys. And why wouldn't I want to learn from the guy who I want to be like, who I aspire to be like? It doesn't make sense. So when people say them comments, I'm like, bro, come on. This guy is one half of the greatest tag team to ever live. Make it make sense. Make it make sense.
that is a good point, dude. Make it make sense. Of course. Though people talk about the Forbidden Door all the time, and if I'm correct, Private Party and Matt Hardy were like the first people to cross over to Impact Wrestling to create this aura of the Forbidden Door. But yet, I feel like Private Party doesn't get the recognition for doing that. Everyone talks about, the Forbidden Door pay-per-view, which was great. I love it. Did great business. But if we're going to go back and talk about history, Private Party kicked open that door first.
No, that's definitely facts. And our time at Impact, it was fun, man, because we got to ride a private jet. You know what I mean? I ain't gonna go into too much details, but we had a good time. Besides wrestling, we had a good time. It was a good experience, and being able to wrestle on Impact was a checklist off my bucket list. Wow, especially doing that while AEW, so that's perfect, man. And to be with Matt Hardy even better. And also another checklist I did was another thing that I knocked off of my checklist was to face Chris Sabin. I really wanted to get in the ring with Motor City, but I don't know what was going on with Ali Shelley at the time. I think he stepped away from wrestling for a bit, but it was still cool because I got in the ring with James Storm and Chris Sabin, guys I looked up to when I was younger. So that was awesome.
So look at that. You look at just, and plus that was the height of the pandemic. Like that wasn't like, oh, everything's okay, we have vaccine. It was like, oh my God, like everything's on fire. And yet there you are traveling in private jets, enjoying life.
You know what I mean?
Was Tony Khan flying the airplane too? Is that how much it got going?
Nah. He had a pilot. My boy Tony got a pilot. My boy Tony's good.
I bet. What's your relationship like with Tony Khan?
Oh, it's the best, bro. He's the best boss like you could ever ask for. And I'm not even saying it just to like say it. I really mean it. Like, he's so generous. He's caring. And the best part about it is he cares. You know what I mean? He cares about what you have to say, and he will like actually consider what you have to say. And he's accessible. And I feel like that's amazing. I give him my ideas. Like, okay, let's see how we can work around this or how we can make it work. Or he give me his ideas and we go back and forth about it. But man, overall, it's the best boss to work for. I can't have no complaints.
So he has an open ear to whatever you're pitching, whatever your thoughts are about whatever you're. Because again, I imagine every wrestler is trying to pitch ideas for themselves, and
Of course.
he's open to the idea of everyone can come talk to me when they
Yeah.
want to talk to me. Like, is it a scheduling thing? You just walk up to him?
I mean, sometimes Tony's a very busy person, right? He's a very busy person.
Yes.
Sometimes you catch him. Sometimes you got to schedule. You know what I mean? But if you catch him, if he's not too busy, you just say what you got to say, and he'll have an open ear to you, and that's cool.
Right. Obviously, again, we are recording the morning before Dynamite, where we're going to figure out what is happening. Well, we might figure out what's happening with the AEW World Championship. And we got All Out, though, September 3rd. Right now, we do not, as I record this, we do not know what's happening with that championship belt. In your opinion, what is going to happen? What do you think is going to turn? Who's walking out of All Out as the AEW champion? Even though we don't know what's happening tonight, even though we don't know what's happening at All Out, in your personal opinion, who's walking out as champion?
Man, I don't know. It's tough because you got CM Punk. He's out on an injury, and I think he got something to prove. He got a chip on his shoulder. But then you have Moxley, who also got something to prove, that he's been the king of AEW since it started. So when they clash heads, it's going to be a fight I want to see. You know what I mean? I'm going to be backstage with the popcorn because it's going to be brutal. But if I had to pick, man, that's tough, man. I don't know. That's tough. That's tough. I'm going to say Mox, though. I'm going to say Mox. Because Mox been here from the beginning, and I feel like he's going to hold it down. He's going to hold it down.
And it also feels like with CM Punk back from his injury and Moxley as, who was holding on to the championship while Punk was gone, the fans are it's like a battle. It feels like it's good guy versus good guy. And like, I remember as Captain America, like we have to choose which side we're on.
Yeah.
And it's tearing fans apart online where they are one supporting CM Punk. They want to support Moxley. Some even want to support the former champion Hangman Page. So there's so much meat on this bone, and I think we're going to find out on Dynamite what's really going on. But All Out September 3rd is, I think, where we're going to see a brand new beginning of AEW because we're going to finally have our champion settled. We're going to know who's champion, and yet we're going to go off to the stratosphere. So what is next for Private Party after All Out? Because again, right now, not on the card, but I think the momentum is building for you on Dark.
For Private Party, I don't know, man, because we're in this contract with HFO, with Andrade, and Andrade been treating us bad. But it's not like it's the first time somebody treated us bad, Matt Hardy. So we're kind of used to that. But like, man, it's finally time to put our foot down and like something got to change. So let's see what happens in the next weeks, and whatever happens, I'm excited for the future.
So what are your goals?
Because we're gonna be good regardless. We're gonna be good regardless.
I want the championship belts around.
I want the championship belts too. That's facts. But it's gonna happen in due time. It's gonna happen 100%.
When I was told I'd be interviewing you, I was like, oh boy, this is gonna be good. Because again, Private Party. Again, I brought it up. Defeat the Young Bucks. Second episode of Dynamite, and then featured, and then Matt Hardy situation came forward, and it did. Again, you Forbidden Door. You opened the door yourselves. You had the key yourselves. You opened that up. But yet now, Private Party, we're gonna see what's next for you guys because right now you're not being featured on Dynamite as much as a lot of fans want you to be. Again, is that something you obviously want to change?
Of course, absolutely. Who doesn't want to be on TV? Who doesn't want to, showcase what we got? And it will happen. Just patience. Patience, my brothers and sisters. Patience. It's gonna happen. I promise. It's gonna happen. Just keep supporting us, and we're gonna be all right.
All right, I like that. Also, I think a lot of people would like to know. Private Party. Great name for a tag team. Outstanding name for a tag team. But what's the inspiration behind the name and, of course, the characters you're representing on TV? Is it just yourself turned up, by 1,000?
Private Party. So the name came up when Quinn and I was at House of Glory, our training school. By the way, our trainer is Amazing Red TNA superstar, one of the best. And me and Quinn were always together. You know what I mean? We was always together, whether it's, working out, whether it's working on, techniques in the ring. And we always was just together. So we kind of like, I believe Quinn said it one time. He was like, nah, this is a private party. Oh, snap. Quinn, what was that? Nah, I said it's a private party. That's it. This is our name, private party. You know what I mean? And it's I feel like it's bigger than just a party scheme. I feel like private party is like, all right, you're only gonna get invited if you pass the vibe check. If you're always negative, if you're always, trying to tear somebody down, you can't be invited. But if you're good, if you're happy, you're full of life, you're excited, you can have fun, you're cool, come on in. You pass the vibe check. You know what I mean? So anybody that's negative, you can't come in a private party because we all about fun here. But if you're about that life, come on down. Now you in the private party. It's a way of life.
So we can confirm whoever runs the AEW on TV account is not invited to the private party.
100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. He or she is not invited.
No.
Not invited.
No. I agree with you. But what are the goals? We're almost the tail end of 2022. We've all survived such a crazy couple of years. What are the goals for you in private party for this year?
Man, well, number one goal is always going to be tag team champions. That's number one goal. Number two, I would really love to win the trios championship with Matt. I don't know if we're ever going to get back together, but if we do, I think that's one of my goals because it'll be a cool moment that I got to win a championship with one of my childhood heroes.
Right.
Yeah, it'll be really cool. Who knows what happens? I don't know what's going on with Matt, but as you can see on BTE, we're starting to build a relationship again. So who knows what happens down the line? Yeah, just championships. All I want is the gold, baby.
Oh man, I again, that the idea of being a champion with the person that inspired you to become a professional wrestler in the first place. Again, earlier you were talking about check marks. That's got to be a check mark.
Yeah, 100%. It has to be a check mark. Like it would be like legit crazy. You know, it's be even more crazier if we had a 3-pack action figure, aka Jeremy. Hope you're watching this. If we had a 3-pack action figure with Matt. And shame.
We're getting so many people in trouble who work for AEW right now. AEW on TV getting called out. Action figure creators getting called out.
No. Jeremy's not in trouble because he's actually a cool ass guy.
Okay.
He's a cool ass guy. That's my guy right there. He's cool. He's invited to the bar.
Okay.
The owner of AEW on TV is not invited. That's facts. They're not invited at all. They gotta pay me a good like 10,000.
Oh my God.
Minimum for all the trauma they caused me. You know what I mean?
That's true.
I get reminded constantly by them. You know what I mean? They're supposed to be on my side. They're supposed to be on my side.
Right.
We cool.
Hell,
but I guess we're not.
No, I guess not.
Yeah. It's a way of promoting. It's a hell of a promotion. Wait.
Well, oh my God. I really hope that whoever runs that account, I'm totally tagging that account in this conversation when I post it on Twitter to make sure that they know that they are not invited to the private party and they're in big trouble, Mr. or Mrs.
Big trouble.
What you are doing to this poor man. Isiah Kassidy, thank you so much for being here on NBC's 10 Count. It has been great talking to you. It started off with me talking about 4 losses and I erased that because I want to be invited.
Thank you.
I want to be invited to the private party.
Yeah, you can actually just delete that footage. Just delete it.
You know what? I'll delete it.
Edit and post it. We start from we talk about my wins. You know what I mean?
Of course. We'll start with, we beat the Young Bucks. Yay!
Hey. You see? I knew I liked you for a reason. I knew I liked you. Facts.
I love it. Folks, thank you so much for watching NBC's 10 Count. I had a great time talking about AEW All Out September 3rd. Private party. Thank you. I can't wait to be invited to that private party. Isiah Kassidy, thanks so much for being here. And we'll see you next time for another edition of NBC's 10 Count. Bye.
Peace.